Okay, to demonstrate the PeO2, this is our tabletop planar etcher. We have two process gases for this tool, oxygen and CF4. First thing we're going to do is when we come up to the tool, we're going to turn on the mechanical roughing pump for it, and that's located on the switch in the back wall. Go ahead and turn that switch to the on position. You should see the light come on, and it should be running. Next thing we'll do is we'll come down to the control panel, which is just under this little flip lid. And we're going to turn on the roughing pump to rough down the chamber. And that is that first switch right here, actually the second switch. And we'll flip that to the on position. What we're going to do here is two runs. The first run here is going to be to set your process parameters. Then we'll come back and vent the chamber and run your actual samples in it. Okay, just run down the other switches we have here. We have our vent switch right next to the vacuum switch. We have a pressure reading tool, which we don't use. Then we have our controls to set the RF power, and our controls for the oxygen and CF4 respectively. Okay, so if you're on the display, we're seeing that our vacuum is coming down in the 4 range. And we'll let it come down to baseline pressure, meaning as low as it will possibly go. So let's give it a moment for that. Occasionally the valve on the oxygen will stick and it will allow a little something, so I just toggled it open and closed briefly, and hopefully it'll kick in, and it did. Our pressure is now going to 0. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here is, in this case, let's say that we wanted to run an oxygen process. So we'll turn on the oxygen valve here, and we'll let the flow come up to speed, if you will. So we see what we have on the display. Now this is the time to adjust your process pressure for the gases you're doing. If you're running a process, let's say with both oxygen and CF4, then you can turn one gas on to set its partial pressure, then turn on the second gas and set its appropriate pressure. In this case, let's say that we want to run 100 millitorr for oxygen. Currently we're set at 150 millitorr, so we'll just turn this valve right here for the O2 flow rate. We'll kind of close it off, and we'll wait until we'll see if we can get it down to 100 millitorr. Okay, so we're sitting right around 100 millitorr, looking good. Next thing is to set your RF power that you want to apply to the etch. So let's come down to the RF level. We'll turn the switch on, and we'll see here on the display that what the current set point is. This actually allows you to set it at 150, thereabouts. So let's say we want to run 100 watts on this guy. So we'll go ahead and turn the RF level, going the wrong way. And we'll put it down to the 100 millitorr, which is the set point that you may want. Okay, so we've got our process pressure and our set point for the RF level set. Now let's go ahead and shut this down. So we'll shut off the RF power switch first, and we'll come back in with the oxygen switch. And we'll watch the pressure come down. Once we've got it down pretty low, we'll go ahead and vent. Now, if you're running a process with CF4, I like to do at least one brief purge of the chamber. So what we'll do with the low pressure is we'll come back in here on the vent valve while the roughing valve is open, and we'll just toggle the vent valve open and close. You'll see that the pressure went off scale with the gauge to read, and we'll just simply wait for it to come down again. Okay, it looks fine. So let's go ahead and turn off the roughing pump right here, and we'll turn on the vent for the chamber, and we'll let the chamber come up to atmosphere.